Time for a division series report presented by Booking.com. Carlos Correa has just been fabulous for the Minnesota Twins. Was subpar in the regular season by his standards in the playoffs, though forget about it. All-time postseason RBI leaders. He's now tied with David Justice. He's 2 up on Jeter and Poppy, and he's trying to chase down Manny Ramirez and Bernie Williams. He had 3 RBI in that Game 2 victory against the Houston Astros. I've heard people say you can't quantify clutch. Let me ask Dan O'Dowd about that.
Dan, thanks. I think you can. I think it's a definable skill, though I realize there's some luck involved in the game. But we saw those hitters, that the greatest ones really in the history of the game from an RBI production standpoint. I was familiar with one of those players intimately, and Manny Ramirez, from my time in Cleveland. And I believe, Adnan, the ability to deliver in the clutch starts with your ability to spend hours and hours by yourself when no one is watching, preparing yourself for hundreds of thousands of people to watch you, in your attention to detail, your approach to the game, understanding your swing, understanding situations, and being able to slow the moment down mentally when the game counts the most. For me, Manny was able to do this again because he was a hitting savant, and he spent absolute hours and days and time preparing himself for those special moments where he capitalized the most. We're looking at Carlos Correa right now. He's a .356 hitter with runners in scoring position in postseason. He is the definition of clutch in today's postseason game. But it's not just about hitting either. Your understanding of baseball awareness, your defense, your understanding of team fundamentals is also part of clutch. His pickoff play, I thought, changed that entire series against Toronto. And H is going to take us through exactly how that play went down. Take it, H.
Dan, thanks, man. It was such a great play. And what it stands out now that I've had some time to really dissect it, I knew it in real time, but it's really hit me now, is we're in a new era of baseball. When you add the pitchcom into things, it changes everything. Listen to what Sonny Gray had to say immediately after the game on that pickoff. You go 3-2 on Bo Bichette. Who called it? How did you plan it? And was that a ballpark? Was that a pitchcom thing? Because it looked like it just executed flawlessly.
So something that we've worked on for a long time. We've actually got somebody, me and Carlos, earlier in the season with it. Carlos comes in after the first inning, and he's saying, hey, listen, trust me. They can't hear. You can't. The place is so loud. They can't hear the third base coach say back. Just trust me. It's gonna come, and the play's gonna be there. So I don't know how it got called, but from my understanding was Carlos relayed it into the dugout. The dugout called it into the pitchcom.
And look, here's the key. He can't react because it's so loud, but also he can't see any movement on the field. Let me explain it to you. Wild pitch, the runners move up to second and third. All right, you got Carlos out here already saying, hey, we need to go to pitchcom. Why is it there by the ear? Because it's so loud, you have to hear what the pitchcom is saying. Catcher sees Carlos. He looks back out to the pitcher. Here's Carlos still listening for a pitchcom. It's been put on. Matter of fact, I'll give you the sound a little bit later. But it's been put on. The pickoff happens. But let me show you what happens to the third base coach when you have nothing to look for. The second baseman, Statue of Liberty. He's just standing there. So the third base coach is comfortable. He gets 4 steps before he can react because he hasn't had any pre-movement to maybe see that something might be on. Now it's too late for him to yell. Even if he could hear him, it is the fact that this play was disguised for so long without movement that they were able to pull this off and make the pick. I think that is the key. And now I said we're in a new era with pitchcom. Here's what happens. All right, I'm the shortstop. Here it is. Every play, I'm moving. This guy's able to see me. I may shuffle back, and he's constantly going back. He's on your back. He's on your shoulder. My glove will represent the base runner, all right? If I come here, he's telling him he's creeping on you. He's creeping on you. This is what he's saying. All right, go back, back, back. Now he's got me before I even got 2 steps. He can move with me, which pitchcom, you guys want to hear what that sounds like real quick? Here's what it sounds like in pitchcom, all right? Just a listen.
Timing pick second base.
I'll do it again.
Timing pick second base.
All right. He's saying that's an audible sound that comes to the 2 guys in the middle and the pitcher and the catcher. So now all of a sudden, they know it's on. He hasn't heard these guys. He hasn't seen a sign, nothing. So he is now handicapped with my movements. By the time he can react, Correa's already got 4 steps, like I showed in the video, and it's too late. So the pitchcom, to me, was the reason this thing was executed, because your third base coach now is handicapped. He has nothing to tip him off to tell your runner to get back.